Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, yesterday a group of saboteurs, the Ukrainians claim it was some Russian nationals, the Russians are claiming it was Ukrainian nationalists, attacked crossed the border in Russia, in Belgorod, and they attacked some village and blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is what happened. I made a video on those guys. It's called Russian military. Let me see how it's called. It's called the Liberty of Russia Legion. That's how they call themselves, supposedly. I made a video yesterday and I claimed these guys probably were Cuban Missile Crisis Bay of Pigs Part 2, trained probably by the Americans and just shipped at the border with Russia, crossed into, destroyed whatever destroyed, and then they came back, crossed the border, back into Ukraine. Well, developments. No, the Russians reported they took them up, actually. That's what they say. They say they blocked them, and then they eliminated them. So those guys, the Liberty, whatever, is done. And the Russians claim that those guys were not Russians, but they were Ukrainian nationalists. Now, obviously, they all lie, and we're going to try to figure out who's who, what's what. And if sometimes we can't reach a definitive answer, we will wait. Patience is still a virtue. So let's go first to this article here, which comes from the Russians, from Sputnik, and they say, this is from today, the 23rd of May 2023. Ukrainian radicals, not nationalists, my bad, in Russia's Belgorod region blocked, eliminated. So the Russians claim that the Kiev regime, and I'm quoting, having suffered a defeat in the city of Artemovsk, Bakhmut, proceeded to carry out terrorist actions against the civilian population. On May 22nd, after intensive artillery shelling of a number of civilian facilities in the Belgorod region, a unit of the Ukrainian nationalists, they are nationalists, formation invaded Russia's territory. But you see, they nationalist with radical. There you have. Formation invaded Russia's territory. In the course of the counter-terrorist operation, the nationalist formations were blocked and defeated by airstrikes, artillery fire, and the active actions of the units covering the state border of the Western Military District. End quote, the ministry said in a statement. More than 70 Ukrainian terrorists, 4 armored fighting vehicles, and 5 pickups were destroyed as a result of the counter-terrorist operation. The ministry said, adding that the rest were driven back to the territory of Ukraine, where they continue to be hit by fire until they were completely eliminated. Now, here is, they say, Russia Ministry of Defense has published footage showing the elimination of Ukrainian sabotage group in the Belgorod. They say this is the one. I will not play it because I know what these guys, the YouTube, they love freedom of speech. But you can look and see it on Sputnik. You can go and watch it if you want. Now, these guys right here, there's an anti-Putin militants launched cross-border raid on Russia's Belgorod from Ukraine. It was yesterday, but they reported today, and this is Democracy Now! So these are the guys, supposedly. That's a Hollywood star right here, and this is Zelensky's brother. And this is like, what's going on here, bud? Okay, and I'll have Ukrainian flags over here. And by the way, they have, according to the reports, they have supposedly, I think that this article, or I think the next one, mentions that actually these guys had American weapons. Now, I can't determine by this, but I can determine by this, that this looks like an Kalashnikov, magazine. But I don't know. We're going to find out. So, these are the guys from the Liberty of Russia Legion. And then we go to the last article, where it says Russia Today. We have this piece of information from today, the 23rd of May, 2023. U.S. distances itself from Ukrainian cross-border raid. Well, they can distance themselves, and at the same time they can fund it. So, Washington does not enable or encourage attacks into Russia, the State Department has said. Okay, but on the other hand, you had the Russian coming up and saying, well, actually, you guys, or these guys, helped plan and support the alleged Ukrainian attack on Kremlin with those 2 drones. So, and the Russians said, no, 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 no. So this is what Mr. Miller said. Matthew Miller, okay? So he's from the US State Department. And I'm quoting, "We have made very clear to the Ukrainians that we don't enable or encourage attacks outside Ukrainian borders. But I do think it's important to take a step back and remind everyone and remind the world that is, of course, it is Russia that launched this war." So that means everything that he said before, we made it clear that we don't enable and encourage, means nothing because he says but. So, you know, like, let me give you an example. You have a rapist and he has his victim, and after, you know, he's in front of a judge, he said, "Yes, I confess I did that, but she was too attractive, man, I couldn't help it. It was her fault." So basically this is why this guy says, yes, we don't encourage or, you know, enable that, but we have to remind everybody that they're the bad dudes, therefore, you know, kind of like it's okay to do it. Basically that's what this guy Miller says. So yeah, those guys, as I said, were eliminated per the Russians. Now, is it true? I have no idea. You go and watch that footage. I'm not going to play it because I want to still communicate with you instead of playing that, and then the freedom of speech gatekeepers YouTube say, no, 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 that's too, my pussy hurts, I can't let that go. All right, so can you believe how low we descended into this, the land of the free? It's really sickening how these guys are limiting and telling us what we can and how far we can go, instead of saying, oh, personal responsibility, you don't like it, click away from it, don't watch it. You don't like this idiot, don't watch this idiot. You don't like his videos, hey, by the way, it's gonna be some explosions, don't watch it. No, stay over there, move forward the cursor until the whole it's gone. No, we can't do, because they're going to protect us, because they are in charge of us. That's the whole scheme. By doing that, they tell us that they are in charge, and we are at their whim, and we are. And they say, well, build your own YouTube if you want. Okay, then thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to, but even if I would open and I have a real YouTube, these guys will close my business, because it's gonna be too much freedom, and too much freedom, you know, sometimes is bad, because people are gonna just access it. Like you're gonna sue McDonald's because they have that kind of food that they have. Not you, that you can't. I wanna eat a little bit. Oh my God, it's your fault. Well, you knew it, didn't you? Well, but I couldn't help it. The same with the rape. You looked too good. Doesn't mean you had to do it. Personal responsibility. Children and people that are unreasonable, they can't, prevent or be, lack self-control. We all lack self-control in different quantities. I mean, we can do whatever. I mean, first, if I'm in control of me, I can fuck myself up as much as I want. That's my ideology. But then I don't want to blame anybody else for my decisions. You know what I mean? The problem is like this. These guys want to be free, like children, be, spoiled and do whatever, and not be told no. They do it whatever they want to do, and then the consequences are obviously negative, and then they say, you didn't tell me. What the fuck? Are you a toddler? Yes, still you owe me. This is America, man. This is America. This is unbelievable. We got in a kindergarten. This is a kindergarten, becoming a kindergarten. Even worse, man. A nursery home. Not even nursery. How should I put it? Nursery department. With the newborn, the babies, the babies that are in the infants that are in the, how do you call it? Incubators. That's how we are. That's where we're gonna end up. Being an incubator as a little newborn over there. I'm wondering who's going to be the ones in charge of our incubators. That's the problem, and we know who they are. Yes, my shadow, fuck. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.